right, Ike. Sorry to keep you waiting. We still don't have an exact plan yet, but in the meantime, we'd like you to demate the J6 terminator, and then you can mate P6 to J6.
Copy, demating the terminator and then mating J6, P6. All right, Andy, P6, J6, both no FOD, pin sockets, good EMI band. Where is asked?
Copy, Ike.
Now over 3 hours and 31 minutes into today's spacewalk, which began at 5:28 a.m. Central Time, Hopkins and Glover have encountered issues mating the cable connections to the Bartolomeo Science platform. They were able to soft dock the connections and could move the connector level approximately halfway to closed, but could not get the lever to move all the way to the mated position. The team in Mission Control is working a troubleshooting plan for these connectors.
We have got the good video from you, Ike.
Meanwhile, Kolka, or the Columbus Ka band antenna, which was installed earlier on today's spacewalk, did not see the indicators they were expecting after activating the heater.
The receptacle is flush with the...
So Hopkins has demated and remated the associated connections, and they are working to activate heaters a second time. Teams in Mission Control are in discussion regarding options with their counterparts at the European Space Control Center in Cologne.
Moving about an inch. If you look in there, you can see the pins, the base of the pins is maybe just over an inch. They each also have a little standoff around them, so that's also raised. I think we may just be bottoming out and being the rubber inside of this one to the hard plastic on the backside.
Yep, that's our thinking as well. The problem is that in order to securely lock it in place, we need that lever all the way forward. So we're still discussing exactly what we can do.
Roger. Andy, I'm back at the crew lock bag. I'm putting the cap on a cap keeper.
Yep, you can put it on the blue cap keeper.
I'll do that and work.
Now 3 hours and 35 minutes into today's spacewalk, which began at 5:28 a.m. Central Time, NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins and Victor Glover have encountered issues mating the cable connections to the Bartolomeo science platform.
We'd like you should have two caps with you, so if you could cap two of the plugs, P1, P2, P3, and P4, because we'll leave this work site for a moment, and once you've capped two of them, Ike, then we'll send you back to Kolka, and we'll be working on the Kolka cover removal. Hopper, for you can remain there. We'll take a glove inspection and a hab check while you wait for Ike to get over to you.
Okay, and Andy, for 1, 2, 3, and 4, talking about the jack or the plug side?
Stand by.
Again, Hopkins and Glover have encountered issues mating the cable connections to the Bartolomeo science platform. They were able to soft dock the connections and could move the connector level approximately halfway to closed, but could not get the lever to move all the way to the mated position. The team at Mission Control is working a troubleshooting plan for these connectors. Meanwhile, Kolka, which is the Columbus Ka-band antenna which was installed earlier on today's spacewalk, did not see the indications the ground was expecting after activating the Kolka heaters. Hopkins mated and demated the associated connections in attempt to activate the heaters a second time.
Scratch my last call. Since we're going to come back, we don't need to cap anything at this point. So we're going to get you moving to the Papa's back-off position, which continues to the Kolka back-off position. So you can work with Kate and Suichi to take you to Kolka back-off.
Okay, sounds good, Andy Hopper. I'm coming that way. Roger that. Okay, Kate and Suichi, you have a go to both back-offs.
All right, copy your go to both back-offs. And just to let you know, big picture, to take out your GCAs, we're going to take you station aft, station zenith, station port, and then we'll get that big yaw maneuver back in.
Sounds good.
Teams in Mission Control, in discussion with their counterparts at the European Space Control Center in Cologne, have recommended our spacewalkers work to remove the Kolka or Columbus Ka-band antenna cover, which was installed in order to protect the antenna during installation. The cover is no longer needed and will be jettisoned following its removal.
How's the motion? Good motion. You.
Hopper, while Ike's flying the arm, we'd like you to ask you to grab the black cap keeper from Kolka. It should be up there by where the cable bundles were. And if you could grab that and transfer it over to the Papos connector panel, we'd appreciate it, because we'll need those caps there later, potentially if we need to leave anything capped.
Hey, copy that, in work.
Hey, Ike, this is the Papos backward position. We can continue on to Kolka cover removal if you guys are ready.
Yeah, we're ready. You have to go all the way to the cover removal position. Andy, I'm going to leave the large, small adjustable here, because I think Ike needs it for the cover removal. Sure.
And Ike, this will be a 2-minute joke, yes. I'm sorry.
Hopper, you can leave it if you want, but Ike shouldn't need it, so... but either way, we need to get it over to the crew lock bag at some point.
Roger that. Good motion.
Thank you, good motion.
I left. Ike, do you want me to leave it or keep it? Leave it. Yeah, okay. Clear underneath you? Yes.
And Ike, once we get to the Kolka backoff, we've got a third one to go in for the Kolka cover removal. If you're good, we'll do a little config and then take it in.
Okay. Andy, I'm going to attach the black cat keeper to one of the hooks on the white cat keeper.
Copy. And Hopper, once you've temp stowed them there, then you can head back to Kolka.
Cool.
Now, 3 hours and 46 minutes into today's spacewalk, which began at 5:28 a.m. Central Time, Hopkins and Glover have encountered issues mating the cable connections to the Bartolomeo science platform. They were able to soft dock the connections and could move the connector level approximately halfway to closed, but could not get the lever to move all the way to the mated position. The team in Mission Control is working a troubleshooting plan for these connectors. Meanwhile, the Kolka or Columbus Ka band antenna, which was installed earlier on today's spacewalk, did not see the indications the ground was expecting after activating the Kolka heaters. Hopkins demated and remated the associated connections in an attempt to activate the heater. However, the heater was still not activated. In addition to continuing troubleshooting with their counterparts at the European Space Control Center in Cologne, the plan is to continue with removing the Kolka cover per the spacewalk task list. This cover is no longer needed and will be jettisoned following its removal.
Okay, GCA complete.
Copy, GCA complete.
Hey, Ike, are you in position?
You know what, I'm sorry, are we doing the cover or the MLI?
Well, so we are removing the MLI as part of the Kolka cover.
Okay. Hey, so Richie, how far are we from published?
Hey, Ike, this is published position for the Kolka removal.
Okay. Yep, I'm in position, Andy.
Copy. So there should be, I think, a large, small adjustable that Hopper left. It should be there on the cover handrail, so you can grab that and hand it to Hopper, and Hopper can put it in the crew lock bag.
We might use it for the cover removal. Can I give it to him after we get the cover off?
Sure, no problem. We just want to make sure we don't toss it into space.
Yeah, yeah, we'll take it off.
All right, Hopper, then you can remove the temporary MLI tab A. That's the one by bolt 2. And then you can pass the MLI around the nadir side to Ike, and then Ike, you can remove Bravo and Charlie.
Okay, A is released. Okay, well, let me, hold on, Ike.
While the team in Mission Control Houston continues to consider a forward plan on the Bartolomeo power connections, the team is moving forward with the planned Kolka or Columbus Ka band antenna cover removal as planned. The cover was placed in order to protect the antenna during installation. Because it is no longer needed, it will be jettisoned following its removal.
You have a caution to avoid contact with the silver tape surfaces once we remove the temporary MLI.
Easy 1, 2. Okay, I should probably give it a 2-inch. Confirm. Okay, I have the MLI. Got it. Have it.
And Ike, you can install the integrated Kolka Velcro tabs back on tab Bravo and Charlie.
Okay. Let's see. Can probably come up and get the Charlie one. You too? Yeah, I may have to get off the arm anyway, so I'd have to. Leave. Not.
And Ike, if you...
NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins and Victor Glover continuing to work together to remove the cover on the Kolka or Columbus Ka band antenna, which was installed earlier on today's spacewalk. The cover on the Kolka was installed to protect the antenna during installation, but is no longer needed. Glover will jettison the cover while on the Canada arm too. On Earth, the cover weighs about 34 pounds. Of course, in the microgravity environment of space, it weighs nothing, but still, of course, has mass.
That's the tab. Just that little one with the hook on the end, right? That was covering up the other tabs, right? It was over the top of them. You released them? I think so. Yeah.
And Ike, it's just to cover up the Velcro that was exposed.
Okay, yep, both tabs are back connected. Okay, Andy, all the loops are through the MLI, and the red is back to itself, which is attached to the PIC pin.
Copy, looks good. And just to check, you covered the Velcro tabs as well on Alpha and Delta?
Nice. Alpha, Delta. Okay, complete.
Copy. Ike, you can take your BRT ret and put it on the Kolka cover handrail.
It worked. The BRT red is on the Kolka cover handrail.
Copy. And then just a reminder of a caution to avoid contact with the antenna dish once the temporary cover is removed. So with that, Ike, you can grab your PGT, and you're looking for Alpha 7, counterclockwise 2.
Alpha 7 counterclockwise 2 set. And stand by, Ike. Bye. And Andy, I was trying to tighten up that MLI, and I inadvertently pulled the PIC pin. I'm reinstalling, and it's reinstalled.
Copy that.
Hey, Ike. Okay. All right, Andy, Alpha 7, counter 2.
That's a good readback, so you can release the temporary cover bolts 7 turns each in any order.
Work. The zenith bolt is removed.
Copy. Do you have a turn count? Just.
The zenith bolt, I believe, is removed, and it was five turns. It is removed, 5 turns.
Copy.
Sorry, that's the nadir bolt. The nadir bolt.
So I copy both bolts released. You've temp stowed the PGT. Once you've done that, then you can check your ingress aid and your mini workstation. And if you need to, you can GCA to put the Colca cover handrail in the bottom of your work envelope. And then next thing will be to remove the cover.
Copy. Worked. Okay, my end effectors to my ingress aid, it's tucked in. And tools are good. PGT is sewed. I'm ready to GCA to remove the cover. Okay. I left that large, small adjustable. Roger. I'm going to use it to open it to give myself a little more work volume. Okay. And then once it's open, you think that's a good time to take it, or do you want me to get the cover all the way off? Yeah, I would say get it all the way off, and let's get away from the antenna, don't you? Okay. Yes. Unless you think it's going to get in your way. No. Okay. Okay, you ready for the GCA?
Okay, firm, and we don't have published here. We are just going to take you station forward and station zenith simultaneously. We're going to go real slow here and give us any deltas as you need it.
All right, let's start with toward my back, 10 centimeters.
Copy, 10 centimeters towards your back.
We're in a brief expected handover between satellites and will regain communications with the crew shortly.
Let's go towards my head, 30 centimeters.
Copy, toward your head, 30 centimeters. I was in motion.
Good motion.
Okay, that's 30 centimeters.
Okay, I'm going to open the cover some here, and then we may need more centimeters in that same direction.
Copy, you are standing by.
The antenna hopper. Don't see it yet. There it is. Okay, 30 more centimeters. Slowly toward my head, please.
Copy. 30 meters, 30 centimeters. And arms in motion.
Good motion.
Copy, good motion.
Continue.
Copy, continue.
NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins and Victor Glover continuing to work together to remove the Kolka or Columbus Ka band antenna cover. This cover was placed in order to protect the antenna during installation. Because this cover is no longer needed, it will be jettisoned off of the Canadarm by NASA astronaut Victor Glover.
Copy, stop motion.
Okay, GCA complete.
Copy, GCA complete.
All right, when you're happy, Ike, Hopper can release the pip pin.
All right, I have the cover. Unstable. You have a go to release the pin. Roger.
And Ike, before you jettison the cover, you'll be retrieving the adjustable with the temporary MLI. So if at that point, you can also retrieve the large, small adjustable. If you can't hand it to Hopper, that's fine. You can just keep that on your mini workstation if you wanted to.
Okay. All right, Kate, Soichi, do we have a published? I've got the cover in the MLI, Hopper. Okay, you've got it. Soichi.
All right, Ike, we're with you.
We have a published.
For a Kolka back-off maneuver, affirm.
Okay, you have a go to GCA to publish.
GCA to publish.
And Hopper, can you see the cover? I got you. Okay, you're clear. You're clearance all around.
I was in motion.
Motion. I concur. All right, Ike, I think you're well clear.
All right, guys, we're going to switch it up here a little bit. While I give you the big picture, we'll take a glove check and HAB check from both of you, and then I'll just explain you what we're going to do. Hopper will have you go back to the crew lock bag. There's a wire tie caddy in there that you can retrieve, and once you have the wire tie caddy, then we'll get you to go into the Papos connector panel, where you'll be mating P1 and P2, and then wire tying them in place. For you, Ike, we're going to skip going down to Bartolomeo, so we'll essentially have you going straight to the covered jettison position.
And very quick, Ike, you're in the published position.
Okay, Andy, I copy. And Kate, Soichi, how copy?
We copy. This is a published location.
Yep. So with the next thing, okay, Andy, can you say that one more time for me?
So for you, so Kate and Suichi should already have the words. Essentially, we're taking you straight to the jettison position now.
Okay, now I'm not picking up any, picking up the cap keepers and things, still, or just straight to jettison? Oh, that's right, never mind. Okay, all right, I'm ready. Hopper, you need the comm? Do not. I'm getting the wire tie caddy out of crew lock bag 1, and then going to the Papos connector panel. Copy, Andy. Are you ready?
Yeah, so just for you, while you're doing the fly to the jettison position, you can retrieve the temporary MLI and the adjustable, and also the large, small adjustable, and so both of them on your mini workstation.
Temporary MLI and the adjustable, large, small adjustable. And what else?
There should also be a small, small adjustable holding the temporary MLI together in a bundle.
I'll do that en route. Luigi and Kate, you have a go. GCA to publish.
Copy, stand by, getting ready for the maneuver you to the cover jettison location.
Copy that. And Kate verified that step 8.5 is complete.
Drew, that's a negative. We're not doing Bartolomeo clamps in step 8.5.
And that's affirmative, Kate, but the setup to get us into the maneuver for moving on is part of step 8.5, so we still need you to complete that.
Copy, step 8.5 is in work.
Houston copies, thanks.
Hey, Andy, question for you.
Copy. And just for your awareness, in order to get to the covered jettison position, we need to take you down to the Bartolomeo position. You won't be doing anything down there. We just need to fly you there in order to get you to the covered jettison position.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, for the MLI, it's just the piece that wrapped around the bottom, right? The rest of the MLI on the cover stays on the cover?
That's affirmative. And we'd love...
I have the large, small adjustable and the small, small adjustable and the temporary MLI on my mini workstation.
Excellent, thank you. And when you get a second, we'd love a glove check and hab check.
And if you want, have a dry half, good gloves. No change.
Copy that, Hopper.
Perfect. ISS, we're starting the maneuver to Bartolomeo position. In motion.
Motion. Continue.
Now 4 hours and 11 minutes into today's spacewalk, which began at 5:28 a.m. Central Time, NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins and Victor Glover have encountered issues mating the cable connections to the Bartolomeo Science Platform. They were able to soft dock the connections and could move the connector lever approximately halfway to closed, but could not get the lever to move all the way to the mated position. The team in Mission Control worked at troubleshooting for these connectors, in which Hopkins will wire tie the connectors, and following this, he'll head to the airlock to grab supplies for the next portion of the spacewalk, which will occur at the P6 truss. Meanwhile, NASA astronaut Victor Glover is working to jettison the Kolka or Columbus Ka band antenna cover, which was placed in order to protect the Kolka antenna during installation. Kolka was installed by Hopkins and Glover earlier in today's spacewalk. Because the cover is no longer needed, it will be jettisoned by Glover on the Canadarm2. Following this, he'll meet up with Hopkins at the airlock and head to P6.
From the wire tie caddy, and going to try to tie down the lever to the nearest handrail to prevent it from popping up.
Okay, I copy. P1 to J1.
Copy, P1 to J1.
Tim, no fog. Be in my band.
Copy.
Station for Robo, now on the step 9. How about question monitor 2?
Hey, you have to go to GCA to publish.
We're in a brief expected handover between satellites and will regain communication and visual of the crew shortly.
Okay, Andy, I'm working a wire tie.
Copy. So is that wire tie going down to 0943?
For the lab, starboard.
943.
Switch, I missed your last, but it looks like you guys figured out you need to go into standby to load the parameters for step 9.
We are just talking about losing the camera parameter, but now we just got it. Thank you. On the monitor 2.
Okay, copy that.
And Ike almost done with Like almost done with the configuration. There was a lot of reconfig here. We're setting you up for the cover jettison. This is going to be the very long 4-minute maneuver for the big cover jettison position.
Are you pretty?
EB2M1 com check.
Broke up with you. Can you hear you?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, Ike, you're coming in broken to none. EV1M1 com check.
And M1, I've got you loud and clear, and I've got Ike loud and clear.
Okay, we're having problems hearing Ike up here.
Hopper, I've got you loud and clear. I heard what Kate said.
Okay, he said, I heard what he said, Kate, and he's ready to go.
All right, Hopper, and we did copy Ike's last call. So, Ike, we've got good comm with you again. Maybe that was a mic boom.
I heard that.
That broke up pretty good for me.
I heard it all.
Okay, it broke up for me.
Okay.
Yeah, Hopper, that looks really good in your helmet cam.
That feels tight. I'll give it a little right here and see.
All right, Ike, we've got everything loaded, and if you're ready, we will start motion.
Okay, you are go for motion. You broke up, Kate, but he's go for motion.
And Hopper, just riff before we do this big joke cast. Are we all comfortable with this? I don't have active comm to Ike right now.
And did you hear that? Okay, he heard you on that one, Kate.
All right, Hopper, if you and the team are okay with you acting as a relay, we're go for motion. Just want to make sure everybody's good with this on the ground.
And
Yeah, we didn't hear Ike's last call either. Ike, how do you read me?
I have you loud and clear. How me?
Ike said he had you loud and clear, Andy.
Yeah, I copied Ike. He came in very broken, though.
Andy, we're a little bit hesitant to bring him to the jettison position in this configuration. We need a clear direct communication with him.
Yeah, we understand, Sweetie. We're just discussing stuff.
Hopper, will you ask her if there's an intermediate position or if it goes straight to the jettison location?
Okay.
Ike, we did copy that call.
If it just maybe a location I'm in?
Yeah, we haven't. We've been in this kind of similar to this location before, and we haven't had comm problems. But we do not have an intermediate position. We go directly to the back off position. How are you copying my comm? We didn't hear any call from Mike, Hopper.
He said 3x5 and copy no intermediate.
In Houston, we're still busting here, waiting for a call from you guys.
Yeah, we're looking over the data.
station, Houston, for Big Picture for RoboOps. We're going to give you a go to proceed with the maneuver. We feel like this is probably a blockage issue. We'll use relay comm if we need to. The final position for the jettison is a better location for us if we need to somehow get off the arm or move from that position back to the structure. So we're going to give a go for that maneuver right now, and you can check comm on the way to verify that we're going to get that back. And if at any point you're uncomfortable with that, you can use the pause button and we can talk about it.
Okay, copy all. We'll continue with the maneuver. We'll use Hopper as a relay if we need to. We'll check comm on the way during the maneuver. So, Ike, if you're prepared to give us some talking as you're headed out there so we know that we have positive confirmation of comm, I will put the maneuver in work.
Copy all. You have a go.
And we copy your go.
And Ike arms in motion.
Motion.
So, Ike, if you're needing...
Motion, continue. Motion, continue.
And Ike, we copy.
Good.
And Ike, if you need...
Motion, continue.
Ike, if you need another topic to talk about, we'll take a glove inspection and hab check from you.
Yeah, I'm using one of my hands right now. My hab is dry.
All right, Hopper, I think you got P1 connected, right, and wire tied.
Affirmative.
Okay, you can mate P2 and wire tie that in the same manner, please.
Copy. How you doing, Ike? Doing well. All right. Steady read.
Copy, Ike.
Okay, good. Motion, continue.
Copy.
NASA astronaut Victor Glover now on the Canadarm2 being controlled by NASA astronaut Kate Rubins inside the space station.
Copy. I'm in no rush. Let's keep it burn.
Keeping it in burn.
NASA astronaut Victor Glover will be on the Canadarm2 as he jettisons the Kolka cover. Again, the Kolka is the Columbus Ka band antenna, and it had a cover on it which was removed a short time ago. The cover is no longer needed as it was used to protect the antenna during install, and because of this, it will soon be jettisoned.
Good, Ike? Doing great.
And we copy, Ike.
Good motion. Continue.
Ike. And Ike, almost there. Motion should be ramping out soon.
You two copies. Thanks.
Let me copy your copy.
I copy. Your copy is my copy. Copy, copy.
Giving me a warm feeling to hear your voice. All right, you're in position.
Okay. Are there brakes or anything for this, or we just GCA complete?
Do not see a brakes on in the robo procedure, so we'll just call that GCA complete.
GCA complete. All right, Andy.
Copy, Mandy.
Yeah, sorry, I copy. You are in the jettison position. So just one last time, I want to confirm that you have the large small adjustable, the small adjustable, and the temporary MLI on your mini workstation.
All of those are ready to my mini workstation.
Excellent. We are then ready to jettison the cover. So to jettison, main direction is at, but we also want you to jettison about 30 degrees nadir of structure.
Degrees nadir of structure, copy.
Stand by before I give you the final go to jettison.
Stand by.
All right, Ike, you have a go, so you can release your RET from the temporary cover and then jettison in the aft and 30 degrees nadir direction.
Okay, BRT red is back to my workstation. Got two hands on the cover. Show myself facing aft, like the radiators, 30 degrees or so down, underneath progress.
This view of NASA astronaut Victor Glover as he prepares to jettison the Kolka or Columbus Ka band antenna as it is no longer needed.
Okay, here we go. Countdown. 3, 2, 1. It is away. Polka covers jettisoned.
And with that, the Kolka cover has been jettisoned.
Nice throw. We saw it up here.
And copy on board ISS as well.
So, Ike, you can work with Kate and Suichi to take you to the ESP2 back-off position.
All right, and I have good gloves, no change, Andy. They still look brand new.
Excellent. How's the hab?
Hab is still dry.
Excellent.
Hey, Hopper, good for me to start GCA? Hopper?
Andy, what do you got for me at this point? I got T1 and T2 are mated, wire tied.
You see that in your WVS? It looks really good. We'd like you to cap P3 and P4 and J3 and J4. So cap the cables and also cap the connectors on Columbus, please. And then after that, you can retrieve the white cap keeper, the black cap keeper, and the wire tie caddy that's there with you, and return to crew lock bag 1, and then clean up the gap spanner as well and put that back in crew lock bag 1.
Okay, I copy that and work.
Good for GCA now? Ready? Hey, you have a go to GCA to published.
The GCA to publish, we're taking you back to ES.
As you just saw, NASA astronaut Victor Glover jettison the Kolka or Columbus Ka band antenna cover, which was removed earlier by Hopkins and Glover. This cover was no longer needed, and with the Kolka cover removed, European Space Control counterparts in Cologne can confirm good operation of the Kolka heaters. The teams have determined that the 4 Bartolomeo connectors are achieving a good electrical mate, but are physically prevented from locking in place. Hopkins is working to mate 2 of the 4 Bartolomeo power connectors and is applying wire ties to prevent them from being able to back out. He will demate and cap the remaining 2 connectors, and the final configuration will provide zero fault-tolerant power to Bartolomeo.
Not a whole lot of reference out here, so I'll trust you for now.
I can confirm it is good motion.
All right, sweet. Good motion. All right, I see ESP2 getting closer. Motion continue.
Copy, continuing.
And Hopper.
And we just received confirmation that the Kolka heater is up and running, and the heater is now in good shape following the removal of the cover.
Same issue. That it won't go over center.
Yeah, we saw that, and it leads us to believe that something's wrong with those connectors, since they were never capped before either. They came from the dummy connectors on Bartolomeo.
Roger.
This helmet cam view from NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins as he continues to apply wire ties to the Bartolomeo connectors.
We're done with the big maneuver, so let me know when you're good for the GCA to APFR egress.
Have a go. Hopper, you good comm-wise?
Good comm.
Or go for APFR egress position.
Okay, copy, go for APFR egress.
And Hopper, are those the caps from the white cap keeper?
They are.
Okay, just want to double check, because there's a black cap keeper there as well, but it should be the white one, the white cap keeper.
Roger. Okay, got that one.
Motion. Continue.
Good motion.
And Andy, which ones do you recommend for T3 and T4?
Stand by. We're just discussing.
Roger.
And Ike, there's your published. Let us know if you need any more.
GCA is complete.
Copy, GCA complete.
One brakes on before I get out, or
And the brakes on, go for APFR egress.
I'll be hopping out. All right, Kate, I think you got another one for an APFR removal?
Affirmative.
All right. A good visual?
All right, copy.
Hey, Ike,
There we go.
just a second. We recommend you do a safety tether swap before, if you haven't done that already.
My yellow hook is a little far away, so I'd like it to be a little closer. I'm not going to take the APFR out, but my yellow hook be closer to me for the...
Okay, understand.
swap.
Yep, no problem. Understand.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, and Ike, copy your go.
Now 4 hours and 43 minutes into today's spacewalk. Again, the Kolka or Columbus KA band antenna heater is up and running, and the heater is in good shape. The Kolka will enable an independent high bandwidth communication link to European ground stations.
Good motion.
Copy, good motion. position on 3 for Robo. We're still missing the camera data, monitor 2 for 24.
And we're working it down here. You're going to lose the camera for a sec. We're going to deroute, reroute, and you should get it back.
Hey, can I jump in the comm real quick for Hopper?
You got it.
Hey.
No shoot. Stop motion, that's good. GCA complete.
Copy, GCA complete. Stand by for the brakes. Brakes are on and go for ABFR.
Hey, Hopper, real quick. If you could put a cap on P3 and P4, we'd appreciate it. We know it doesn't go on fully, so if you could take a long wire tie and use that to secure the cap to P3 and P4, we'd appreciate it.
Roger, will do.
Okay, Andy, my green hook is locked to my red reel. It's locked. I'm now unlocking the green reel.
Just a second, Ike. And Hopper, just for awareness, the 3 twists on the wire tie need to go on the lever side.
Roger that. And which ones am I using, off the white or black? Hey, Ike.
We have no preference.
Copy.
All right, I'm back with you. Ready for the safety tether swap.
Yeah, it didn't work. My green hook is locked to my red reel. I've got it unlocked now, and my red is off of that. I sure have a good safety chain through my red hook load alleviating strap. My right D-ring extender, which is locked, gate closed, sliders locked back on black. So if you think that's a good config, I'm ready to take my yellow hook off the arm.
Yep, that sounds good. So you can pick up your yellow hook and close and lock it on your green reel.
Work.
And Andy?
Yeah, we see that, Hopper.
Just got it over center.
Anything particular happened, or any words?
I have no idea. You saw what I did earlier. I had it in the closed and locked position and was just trying to make sure there was, it was the same internal diameter size. And then I pulled it back out, and that repeated normally.
All right, Andy, my yellow hook is locked on my green reel. Green reel's unlocked, my red reel's unlocked. My green hook is locked to my red reel. Red hook load alleviating strap is locked on my D-ring extender.
Excellent. Sounds like a good config. So you can remove the APFR, or if you need to get better access, you can GCA it into a better position.
I'll remove it from here. Okay, Kate, I've got the APFR out of the width adapter. You have a go to the next publish.
Copy. Next publish will be a back-off position.
Have a go. Okay, Andy, where's this APFR going?
It's going in whiff 5, where you took it from, with a caulking of 6.
Hey, since I messed this up once, which way should it be pointing? Zenith or nadir?
And arms are now in motion for the back-off.
I've got good visual, and you have a go. Motion.
Okay, good motion.
And the boot plate should be pointing zenith.
Thank you.
All right, Andy, no joy on the next one. I don't know what I did.
APFR installed on with 5. Good pull twist test. Black on black.
Hey,
Well, if you can look at the... go ahead, Andy.
hey, Ike, I'm really sorry. I gave you bad info there. It needs to be, the boot plate needs to be pointing nadir. I'm sorry.
No worries. More practice for me. Got a right back on it.
Andy, I don't know if you guys can go back and look at the video from 10 minutes ago and see if I did something different.
Yeah, our motion is complete. Thanks for flying Rubens Express.
I will be a repeat customer on Rubens Express. Thank you, guys. Great working with you.
I'm going to go take some photos of you now.
Full service. Andy, it's in. Boot plate pointing nadir. Pull and twist test.
Copy. All right, Ike, when you're happy, you can translate back to the airlock.
Okay, a couple things to clean up right here, but I will do that shortly.
Andy, give me some big picture words here. Are we leaving Bartolomeo as it is right now? We didn't redo all those clamps or anything.
Yep, that's affirmed. We're going to leave Bartolomeo. So for you, we'll ask you to clean the crew lock bag. So grab the white and black cap, retrieve the gap spanner, stow that back in the crew lock bag, and then you can grab the crew lock bag and head back to the airlock as well. Then we'll do P6 H fixtures, and at the very end, we may come back to the Bartolomeo platform to clean up.
Okay, I copy.
And Hopper, we see excellent job on wire tying that cap in the video. Looks good to us.
Okay, I am getting the cap keepers and heading back to the crew lock bag. Okay, I've got the extra adjustables and the MLI cover. I'm going to work on my safety tether here as I head back to the airlock.
Hey, Ike, stand by just a second.
Standing by. On the port side of ESP2, excuse me, starboard side of ESP2.
Yeah, copy. I just wanted to double check the APFR settings, that the other ones were good as well.
I didn't change them. Papa 6.
Okay, if you didn't change them, then yep, that's perfect. If you didn't change them, Papa Fox 6 is good.
Well, I changed it to get out of there. I was kind of trapped in the corner. I put it back to the way it was. Papa Fox 6.
Excellent. Thank you.
Continue back to the airlock.
Yep, you can head back to the airlock.
All right, I'm back at the crew lock, or the crew lock bag. Gonna store everything. Andy, I'm back at the crew lock.
Copy, Ike, you're back at the crew lock. Just a second, Hopper. If you could just take a look back towards the Papos connector panel and just have a look at the cables, if the routing looks good, if you're comfortable with everything, or if we need to tack anything down more.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the stuff in the crew lock bag, and then I'll go back and do that.
Copy.
Yeah, I'm at the crew lock.
And Ike, you can take a 1 or 2 minute break while we just get some words up to you. Stand by.
Sitting by.
All right, Ike, you can open the thermal cover, and then you can stow the MOI and the small adjustable and the large small adjustable in the crew lock, and then you can retrieve crew lock bag number 2 and crew lock bag number 3. You can temp stow number 2 outside. It goes to Hopper when he gets back.
Okay. Yes, I copy that plan. I'll work on the MLI, and thermal cover is open.
Copy.
Now nearly 5 hours into today's spacewalk, which began at 5:28 a.m. Central Time, The crew first took out the Kolka or Columbus Ka band antenna from the crew lock and brought it with them to the Columbus module. There, they removed bolts on the Columbus panels in order to install the Kolka, and then Kolka was installed and secured to the Columbus module. Following this, NASA astronaut Victor Glover routed Kolka cables, and the duo headed to the Bartolomeo science platform.
And that's attached to a mutt.
NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins completed Bartolomeo cable mating, but was unable to fully lock down the cables, and so has wire tied them in place. He's now performing cleanup of the area.
That's the integral's attached to the D-ring. One end is attached.
Hopkins also removed clamps holding cabling in place on the Bartolomeo platform, and removed another set of cabling and routed it to an antenna on Bartolomeo.
That's where the wire tie caddy came from, I think, right?
The crew then removed a cover off the Kolka, which was installed to protect the antenna during installation, and because the cover was no longer needed, it was jettisoned. Glover then translated back to the airlock and is now configuring bags that will be needed for the next part of the spacewalk, which will occur out at the P6 truss. The final task of the day will be to remove a H-fixture, which is a robotic interface that is no longer needed. The crew will remove 4 bolts and work together to remove the plate from the structure. This will open up 4 attach points that will be used for future solar array power system upgrades. And we did receive good words that the Kolka heater is now up and running and receiving data.
7 caps.
Copy.
Got a ret attached to a small trash bag. I've got a ret attached to a white cat keeper. That has 2 of the plugs and 1-2 cap. And then it's attached also to an adjustable. And that adjustable has the wire tie caddy. And then it's also attached to the black cap keeper. It has 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 caps on it. Outside of the bag are 2 adjustable small. And then I also have 1 large small ret that's attached to a D-ring inside.
Yep, I think that's everything. Sounds like a good inventory. So just the gap spanner is missing.
The gap spanner is missing, and the camera is sitting on a handrail, and I'll put that on me because I'll need it for H-fixture.
Copy.
All right, now I got to put all this back in the bag. Okay, bag is closed up. You want to get the gap spanner.
As a reminder, you can submit your questions to us today using the hashtag AskNASA, and we'll be answering them live on air. This split view of our two spacewalkers today. On the right, you have NASA astronaut Victor Glover's helmet cam. He's currently in the airlock configuring some crew lock bags for the next portion of today's spacewalk. And on the left, you have Mike Hopkins, who's working to translate and make his way back to the airlock to join Glover. Once the two meet up at the airlock, they'll work to translate to the P6 truss, in which they'll be removing an H fixture, which is no longer needed.
Yeah, up to your like.
And the airlock, just do it, the MLI and adjustables, and the small and small, and grabbing the crew lock bags for us.
Thought maybe you were getting a snack.
I wish.
It's snack time?
It is definitely snack time.
I would have thought that Air Rubens would have had snacks in the airlock. Just this kind of an event.
We thought that might be mean to show you guys food from this side of the window. We have snacks for you later. Don't worry.
Roger. The question is, does Reagan have bacon up here?
Oh, man. That one we've got to figure out.
Yeah.
You heard the crew joking about wanting bacon and snacks during this spacewalk. After nearly 5 hours in a spacewalk of grueling work, you would be hungry. While the crew does not have food inside this spacesuit, they do have an in-suit drink bag, which is a plastic water-filled pouch which attaches to the inside of the suit using Velcro, which they are able to bite down and drink during the spacewalk.
Okay, I back the crew lock bag. Gonna put the gap spanner in.
Awesome. Coming out of the crew lock now, trying to fill both of our crew lock bags.
Roger.
Station Houston on 3 for camera routing. We'd like, if you guys are okay with it, to take the cameras and use them to take a look at the port work site.
Absolutely, cameras are all yours.
Houston, copy, thanks.
And Drew, I don't know if you guys were downlinking the airlock camera, but there was a cool shot of Ike coming out, so I've moved the airlock camera to the window if you guys are interested.
Okay, we'll try to take a look.
And Andy, crew lock bag 1 now includes a gap spanner.
Excellent. And I think you said a camera was on a handrail, so once you grab that, then you can grab the crew lock bag and head back to the airlock.
I'm going to go turn around and take a look at the config of the cables real quick, right?
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
As a reminder, we are taking your questions today using the hashtag AskNASA. We did have one come in where someone wanted to know how the astronauts carry the tools they need during the spacewalk. You actually just saw a great view of the mini workstation, which is kind of like a backpack that the crew members use in order to carry all their supplies. It has the tethers and all the other necessary equipment that they need during the spacewalk.
Okay, camera is now attached to my swing arm and my NWS.
Hey, Ike. We wanted to give you an offer of doing the airlock hatch pin, pip pin R&R activity, which is one of the get-aheads while you're waiting for Hopper to get back. Just wanted to know what you think about starting on that.
Happy to help. Let me know what I need to do. That's crew lock bag 4, right?
That's affirmed. Yep. So you can go ahead and grab crew lock bag number 4.
One to get 4. 2 and 3 attempts still on the circular handrail.
Copy.
SC4.
Okay, Andy, the only thing I could be doing here is, potentially just using that long wire tie and, kind of finishing up the cleanup here on the wire ties. But if you guys aren't worried about the big loops floating around, I could put one twist on it and then easy to get out when.
Yeah, Hopper. The main worry is from Robo. So if we could get the cables as flush to Columbus without any kind of loops sticking up, that'd probably be best.
Okay. I'll go.
While NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins translates to the airlock, NASA astronaut Victor Glover is going to work on a get-ahead task involving an airlock hatch pip pin R&R. Essentially what he's going to do during this procedure is remove a broken pin in the airlock and replace it with a new functioning pin.
The new pip pin, the EVA scissors, and then a trash bag, which I think you have on your mini workstation.
Correct.
And So the new pip pin and the EVA scissors should be on one side of the divider in the Kulak bag number 4.
Yeah, I see them, and they are on the same side of the divider. Should I do this from inside the airlock or outside?
Yeah, it's sort of half in, half out, whatever you think is the best position to give you access. So the first step would be to remove the old pit pin and then to insert the new pit pin.
Copy. Okay, Andy, I'm down near the pit pins. You want to give me a talk on?
Copy.
Stand by for a talk on.
Yeah, stand by.
And we just received word that the two cables that have been connected to the Bartolomeo External Research Science Platform appear to be providing good electrical continuity and power as the crew presses ahead toward removing the H fixture on the P6 truss. This view from NASA astronaut Victor Glover's helmet cam as he works on a get-ahead task in order to remove and replace a broken pip pin inside the airlock.
Hey, and you got one more loop.
Copy, Hopper. All right, Ike. So it's the pip pin with the loose lanyard should be on the forward hinge, and it should be pointing aft.
Okay, hold on for a second. Hold on. I just let the bag go back into the screw lock. Exited. A second.
Hey, Hopper. That we have an excellent camera view. That looks really good. We're happy with those cables.
Okay, I got one more quick wire tie here, and I'll be moving on my way. One of them seems quite a bit longer than the others. The one on top, I don't know if that's for design or not, but see in the views. Quite a bit extra loop. Okay, so it's going to have one loop. You okay with that? It's kind of sticking up. You want me to try and get those?
That looks excellent, Hopper. We're happy with that. That loop is where the other connectors are, so we don't think that'll be a problem.
Okay. Back to fuel lock bag one and the airlock.
Okay, Andy, I'm ready.
Okay, so it should be the forward hinge.
Forward hinge.
And then there should be a pip pin pointing aft on that forward hinge, so towards the middle of the airlock.
Ollie?
And it should have a loose lanyard.
Removing that one.
Yeah, yeah. You just grabbed it with your right hand.
So, yeah, that one is the one I believe you were talking about, but I don't see any loose lanyard. The lanyard looks normal.
So we think the detent is broken. So does it pip pin just kind of freely come out? And Ike, you can try to pull on the pip pin itself.
I can tell if I'm pulling the part that's supposed to make it release, but that's why I was pulling the lanyard. I don't think it just comes out, but when I pull the pip pin part, supposed to make it release, it comes out. It slid out about an eighth of an inch before it actually started to come out. So.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. So it's behaving like it should.
I think so.
Hey, Ike, will you give us an inspection of the other 3 pip pins? So there should be 4 in total. So just kind of pull on all 4 of them just to see if any of them pop out.
Work. The aft hinge, aft pin lanyard is kind of wrapped around the hinge, so that one I'm not able to do much with. Lanyard's kind of holding it in place. The pip portion of it seems to still have some spring to it, and I don't know if it's, can't pull it to see if it's engaged or not though, because the lanyard's holding it down so tightly. Forward pin on the aft hinge is fine. Forward pin on the forward hinge seems fine too.
Copy. Sounds like we might have 4 good pip pins. Give us a second to discuss.
V2.
Hey, Ike, could you go back to the first pip pin? So the forward hinge pip pin pointing aft, the one that we checked initially, and just try to pull on the pip pin itself, not the lanyard. We just want to double check because that's the one that was reported broken.
Okay, I just want to, so you can see, I'll make sure to emphasize this, but it's a pip pin, so there's a part of it that you pull to make it come out. And I'm trying to not pull on that part to make sure that it's staying in when it's supposed to. Right? That's not, you don't want me to just release it normally like a pip pin. It's supposed to. Correct?
Yeah, that's right, exactly. We don't want you to depress the little plunger on top. We just want to try to pull without disengaging the detent.
Yeah. Okay, well the plunger is like the whole top portion, so it's really easy to grab the plunger part. Okay, I don't know if you can see it in my video. So this entire part, the cross portion, moves, and if I pull that, it comes right out. That's the pipping part. So I've been pulling on the cable, the lanyard, but I'm not pulling on the pin. I'm tugging it pretty good, guys. I am pulling hard on this thing. If it was loose, it would slide out. If I pull on the pip portion, it will come out. That's what I would expect to happen. Could you see that?
Yeah, we see and we understand. Just a second.
How's it going, Hopper?
Good. I'm on my way back, heading towards my...
Now, nearly 5.5 hours into today's spacewalk, which began at 5:28 a.m. Central Time, again, we did receive word that the 2 cables that have been connected to Bartolomeo appear to be providing good electrical continuity and power. However, the 3rd cable was not yet able to be connected and is secured via wire tie and temporarily capped off. Because of this, Bartolomeo is not yet functional. Glover continues to work a get-ahead task to replace a swap out of a broken pin in the airlock. Following this, the crew will press ahead toward removing the H fixture on the P6 truss.
All right. All right, Ike, thanks for standing by. So we believe, based on your reporting, that we have a good pip pin, so no need to change out a good pip pin. So you can stow everything back in crew lock bag 4 and stow crew lock bag 4 back in the airlock.
Okay, in work.
Good work, Ike.
Sensation on Space to Ground
Andy,
3.
I got my
I
green
popped
hook.
the camera card in and recorded the whole pin thing,
Copy.
so you guys get the view from this side as well.
Okay, copy. Thanks for that, Kate.
Sure thing.
All right, Andy. Lot 4 has the EVA scissors and spare pit pin back inside, and crew lock back 4 is in the crew lock.
Copy. Sounds good. So next for you, you can attach your waist tether to the airlock waist tether, and then make sure all hooks are closed and locked, and we'll get ready to set up the slingshot.
The waist tether going down inside the airlock. All right, Ike, coming up the last step. Good job. Top of the seat is for happy working on putting my waist tether. Waist tether in the crew lock.
Next up for our spacewalking duo, they'll head out to the portmost section of the space station's truss. They'll head out to P6 in order to remove an H fixture, which is not needed on the solar arrays. The H fixture is a robotic interface that, again, is no longer needed. This plate is secured by 4 bolts and will be released by both crew members, who will then continue working together to remove the plate from the structure. This will open up 4 attach points that will be used for future solar array power system upgrades.
Have the 2 big hooks together locked, they'll close black on black with good pull test. And that small hook from that waist tether is wrapped around my feature key. And the small hook is locked to my right D-ray finger.
All right, that sounds like a good config. And I see Hopper's back at the airlock, so Hopper, you can set up the slingshot. Well, first of all, you can temp stow crew lock bag number 1 on the airlock circular handrail, or you can hand it into Ike and he can stow it in the airlock.
I'm going to go with option 2. Right at your feet, Ike. If you can see it.
My SCU is in the way. Okay. Can you go in a little farther? Got it.
Okay. And then if you want to attach, oh no, you've already got them outside. Oh, nice.
Yeah, so for you, Hopper, you can set up the slingshot. So Ike sounds like he's connected to the airlock waist tether, so you can remove Ike's anchor hook, safety tether anchor hook, and attach it to your red reel.
Roger. Didn't work.
Okay, crew lock one bag, crew lock bag. One is connected to the airlock. Ready for your red bag?
Yeah.
Okay. And your BRT red is coming out.
Okay.
The first step in preparing to remove the H fixture from the P6 truss involves a slingshot setup. This requires the astronauts to combine tethers because they're so far out on the space station. This technique was actually developed when the shuttle was being built, when the shuttle was building the International Space Station. Because the space station got to a point that it was getting so large, they needed quite a bit longer of a distance from the airlock.
I'm taking your anchor hook.
Got it. Tether to the airlock waist tether.
That's it. Okay, it is now attached to my red hook, Velcro, starter lock, black on black, and a good pull test.
Copy. You can pick up your own safety tether anchor hook and stow it on your mini workstation.
Copy. See what, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and get my crew lock bag. That's all right.
Yep, so you're picking up crew lock bag number 2.
I believe that's the one on your side.
It is. It's got that crazy tube.
Yeah. Could you do me a favor?
I can, yeah.
You see my safer handles?
I see your left safer handle is down. You rotate, and the right safer handle is down. Hand controller is in.
The crew continuing to work together to set up the P6 slingshot setup for the P6H fixture removal. A short time ago, NASA astronaut Victor Glover was working on a get-ahead task in the airlock to remove and replace a pip pin. However, he did not believe that it was broken, and after the ground consulted with him, they agreed. So teams have now decided not to perform the pip pin as it is unnecessary.
Yeah, good question.
I guess I'm hurt. I can take it.
Or you can leave the large small if you want.
Okay. I'm leaving it behind then. There's a large small on the airlock, the circular handrail.
We just need to be able to close the thermal cover, right?
Yeah.
We're in a brief expected handover between satellites and will regain visuals and communications with the crew shortly. As a reminder, based on updated guidance, teams in Mission Control will now wear masks at all times while on console and supporting mission operations, except for brief periods of time to eat or drink, as am I during today's spacewalk coverage.
Copy. Okay, I am ready to go.
All right, you can translate to P1, mile marker 9150.
Andy, you get
50.
Roger that, and I take it I am not getting the APFR.
No, we're going to skip that. So you can, as long as you've got crew log bag number 2 with you, then you can translate out to mile marker 9150. You're looking for handrail 3652.
Copy.
And Ike, if you haven't done so already, you can put crew log bag number 3 on your BRT.
Crew log bag 3 on my BRT.
This view of NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins outside of the airlock as he works to set up the slingshot.
You can close the thermal cover. So if you want, you can close the thermal cover.
Over my waist setter.
Yeah, your waist tether will be coming through, that's right. But so if you want, you can leave it open or half close it.
If it's fine to close, I'll shut it. Thermal cover's closed.
Thank you. And Ike, while you wait, we'll take a glove inspection and hab check.
Port seat cart.
And Ike, while you wait, we'll take a glove inspection and hab check.
Copy, stand by.
And copy, Hopper, you're at the port cedar cart.
Roger.
You just heard the call for a glove and hap check. These checks are done regularly throughout the spacewalk. The glove check ensures that there is not any damage during the spacewalk on the gloves. And the HAP stands for Helmet Absorption Pad, and the astronauts check to ensure nothing is leaking and the inside of the suit is remaining dry.
Andy, my hat is dry, my gloves still look new.
Good news, thank you.
Okay, Andy, I'm at passing 8970 on the mile marker.
Copy. So you're heading to 9150, looking for handrail 3652. Or 3651.
Copy. Okay, I got 3652 and 3651.
All right, so you can put your own anchor hook on handrail 3651.
Copy and work. Okay, EV1 anchor hook is to 3651. Bail close out of lock, black on black, good full test. See, bail is unlocked on the green. Some words on the red.
All right, sounds good. So
red is unlocked, and I got a yellow hook set. Copy.
Excellent, that's good config. So you can tether to Ike's anchor hook via his safety tether cable, and then you can attach his anchor hook to 3652.
Copy and work. There is in place. Okay, EV2 anchor hook is attached to 3652. Bail close out of lock, black on black. Good full test. Ike, you are go to release your waist tether. Copy.
All right, Hopper, at this point we'll take a glove inspection and hab check from you, please.
Copy and work.
And big picture for both of you, we're going to go out to P6.
No change.
Go ahead with your, yep, and your hab.
Yes. No change to the gloves and the dry hat.
All right, sounds good. So just big picture, we're going to go out to P6 H-fixture removal, and that's probably going to be it for today. We don't see a point in going back out to Columbus or Bartolomeo. We don't think we'll have enough in case we have to do troubleshooting out there again.
Okay. EV2. EV1.
So, Hopper, you can...
Okay, the waist tether back is back in the airlock on the internal circular D-ring. Egressing and shutting the thermal cover. Thermal cover is closed.
And big picture.
What is your way, Hopper?
Roger.
So big picture, we estimate that you'll be done with the H-fixture task at about PT of 6.5 hours, and then we'll use the last half hour or so to get back inside. If you guys agree with that.
You want to? Me too. Headed up to see the spur.
Copy. And Hopper, you're heading out to P6 long spacer. You're looking for handrail 5311. That's on the keel side.
5311. Okay.
And just a reminder to on length.
That's where I'm under the port feeder cart.
Gauntlets are good for you, D-line.
Copy gauntlets and
I'll set them
copy
when I
Ike.
get out there toward the Sarge, and I'm on phase 1. All right, Andy, I'm on phase 1 heading for.
Copy, and you're also heading out to the P6 long spacer. You're looking for handrail 5309 for your green hook.
5309. My gauntlets are in place.
Copy.
My safety tether cable is hooked on something further starboard. I'm heading backward. Figure it out.
Copy, Ike.
Hey, Andy, I think I'm at where I need to at Zenith.
All right. It decided to do its own poor man's fair lead. I've got my safety tether reels, and I'm headed back port.
Yep.
Roger.
Copy all, Ike. And some more good news, the 4 out of 6 cables that we were able to mate at the Papa's connector panel, they all seem to be good. So at least we got partially connected to Bartolomeo.
That is good. Okay.
Awesome, awesome. All right, I just touch Hopper. Yeah.
Okay, Andy, I'm at 5311. Now you drop my green hook.
Copy. Yep, you're dropping your green hook there, and then you're heading out to the BGA-H fixture and stowing your crew lock bag on the mass canister handrail.
Yeah. And I just passed the safety tether anchors heading port. What handrail is yours on, Hopper?
Where you'll see it's just right above where you'll see my safety tethers going up.
Yeah, Ike, you're looking for 5309.
Copy 5309.
Now approaching the 6-hour mark into today's spacewalk. This is the 233rd spacewalk in support of assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. So far today, NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins and Victor Glover have worked together to remove the Kolka or Columbus Ka band antenna from the airlock and work together to bring it to the Columbus module of the space station. They then removed bolts on the Columbus panels and installed Kolka. They then worked together to secure the Kolka to the Columbus module. Following that, Glover routed Kolka cables, and we have received word that Kolka is up and running and working as it should be. The duo then headed to the Bartolomeo External Science Payload platform and worked to route cables to Bartolomeo. 2 of the cables that have been connected to Bartolomeo appear to be providing good electrical continuity and power. However, the 3rd cable was not able to be connected and is currently secured via wire tie and temporarily capped off. Because of this, Bartolomeo is not yet functional. However, the current configuration of Bartolomeo is in a safe configuration, and the teams will continue to troubleshoot after today's spacewalk. The crew then removed a cover off of the Kolka, which was installed to protect the antenna during installation. Because the cover was no longer needed, it was then jettisoned. The final task of the day is to remove an H fixture from the P6 truss. The H fixture is a robotic interface that is no longer needed. The crew is currently heading out to the P6 truss, where they will remove 4 bolts and will work together to remove the plate from the structure. Doing so will open up 4 attach points that will be used for future solar array power system upgrades.
And for me, V1, I'm good, thanks.
V2's good. And I'm at 5309. Confirm that's where it's on. Green Hook, Andy?
That's affirmed.
And work.
And Andy, I'm at 4 Bravo.
Copy. So you can stow your crew lock bag on the
edge.
mass canister handrail.
Roger.
And Hopper, once you've temp stowed your crew lock bag, you can retrieve the plier set and the combo wrench.
Roger.
All right, Andy. Board station to 5309, green hook, and my green reel is unlocked.
Copy. You can head out to the H fixture worksite and stow your crew lock bag on the mass canister handrail.
Copy, heading out.
There's the H fixture. So.
Right, Andy, I'm at the mass canister.
All right. You can stow your...
Is mine more inboard or outboard? I think mine is outboard. The H fixture, that is.
So it's above the ECU.
Yes, thanks for that reminder. Yeah, I think I am tally ECU.
Okay. And getting out my 2 pliers and my combo wrench.
Yep, so once you have the plier set and the combo wrench, then you can attach an adjustable equipment tether hook to the H fixture.
Okay.
This view from NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins' helmet cam as he gets some tools out of his mini workstation that will be required for the H6 removal. The H fixture is a robotic interface that is no longer needed, and the plate is secured by 4 bolts. The crew members will work together to remove the bolts and then remove the plate from the structure. This will open up 4 attach points that will be used for future solar array power system upgrades.
All right, I see the fixture.
Okay, I have the adjustable attached.
Copy. And we have good WES from Hopper, and we do also have WES from you, Ike. It's kind of coming and going, but right now it looks okay.
Awesome.
And I'm ready for PGT settings.
All right, just want to make sure you also have a small trash bag ready, just in case of bolt failure. And then PGT settings are Bravo 7, counterclockwise 1.
Bravo 7, counterclockwise 1.
Good readback. And when you're ready, Hopper, you can release torque on the 4 bolts. It's 1 to 2 turns, any order.
Roger, in work.
And we'd like
Loading bolt 1.
turns on each bolt.
Hopkins now using his PGT or pistol grip tool in order to remove bolts from the H fixture. The PGT is essentially a space drill that astronauts use during spacewalks to remove and secure bolts.
Bolt 4, 2 turns.
Did you say bolt 4, 2 turns?
Okay, Andy, I'm ready for those settings as well.
That's affirmative.
Ike, that's Bravo 7, counterclockwise 1.
Bravo 7, counterclockwise 1. Ready to release.
Okay.
Bolt 3, 2 turns.
Bolt 3, 2 turns. And Ike, you can release 1 to 2 turns, release the torque, any order, please report number of turns.
Copy, releasing bolt 1.
And bolt 2, 2 turns.
Copy, bolt 2, 2 turns.
For the next step.
So Hopper, just to confirm, all 4 bolts you release 2 turns, right?
Affirmative.
Okay, now you can fully release all the 4 bolts in any order. Same settings, Bravo 7, counterclockwise 1. Please stop driving at 10 turns.
Total or new 10?
Yeah, 12 total, so I did the math for you, 10.
Thank you. Turning. Okay, Andy, I got a little overzealous. I got 4 turns on 1, but I got 2 turns on 2, 3, and 4.
Copy that. You just want to test my math skills. So you can fully release all 4 bolts. Same settings. Bravo 7, counterclockwise 1. Bolt 1, please no more than 8 turns, and then 2, 3, and 4, no more than 10 turns.
Work. All right, 10 turns on bolt 1, and it's released.
Copy.
We just heard confirmation that the first bolt on the H fixture has been released. There are 3 bolts remaining.
Bolt 1 took 4 more turns, it's fully released. Bolt 2 took 7 more turns, it's fully released.
Copy.
7, Bolt 3.
Bolt 4 is fully released.
Copy.
Five turns on Bolt 3, it's fully released.
Bolt 3 fully released.
Copy.
Bolt 4, 7 more turns, fully released.
Copy, Ike. So I have all 4 of your bolts fully released. So you can now install the 2 pliers into the H fixture channels until the marks are reached. If you need, you can release the MLI as needed.
Copy.
And with that, we just heard confirmation that all 4 bolts on the H fixture have been released. Next up, a special pair of pliers will be installed in order to help remove the H fixture from the plate.
And 10 turns, bolt 2 fully released.
Copy that, Hopper. So you can also install the pliers into the H-fixture channels.
Okay.
So once you have both pliers in the H-fixture channels and really pushed in until the marks are reached, then you can take your crow's foot from the combo wrench and put that in the H-fixture hole and then try to pry it off.
Okay, we copy. All right, I'm just getting my pliers out.
And just a reminder to have a tether on the H-fixture for both of you. There should be an adjustable going to the H-fixture before you pry it off.
Andy, do you want?
We're in a brief expected handover between satellites and will regain communications with our spacewalkers here shortly.
To the H-fixture tether.
We just had a handover. I think I copied you said you have a tether to the H-fixture.
Affirm.
This view from NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins' helmet cam as he works to install pliers to the H-fixture in order to pry it from the pad.
Sure not as easy as it hooked in those
No,
deals.
there isn't.
Yeah, so just a reminder, both of the pliers need to be inserted at the same time to press the detent out of place before you can pry it off.
Yep. The hope. Yep.
Well,
I think you just want to rotate.
yep, I'm not having much luck either. In different body position.
Yeah, I went perpendicular to the handrail.
I started.
So if you're having trouble with the pliers, we can try the wedge assemblies.
EV2, I don't think the wedge is going to be any better. They're going slowly. From EV2, can you see my WVS? Like rim, there's a ridge.
Yeah, I agree.
That's kind of in the way of my ES plier.
So you said there's a ridge kind of blocking you from rotating the plier, is that right?
Yeah. See it in my videos. Pliers right up against it.
Yeah, I think we see it. So that's why you can't rotate the plier, right?
Hopkins and Glover continuing to try to install pliers in order to pry the H fixture from the pad.
So it looks like yours might be in. Do you want to give it a go with the combo wrench?
Okay, and work. Yeah, I think the bottom one just went in a little bit more. plates off.
Nice.
Good job,
It
Ike.
didn't feel like they were all the way seated, though, Hopper, but they were, just the Kapton tape piece was just a little bit behind the gold. Yeah. I think you might be able to just pop that thing off.
No, I'm not even close right now.
That last few inches of mine getting in there was just kind of jiggling it. You know how in the video it kind of just went in plane? Yeah. It was in the same plane and then they just rotated. Mine actually came in from the side, the front, the part facing you. I kind of slid it in, and then right at the last minute it went flush in plane.
All right, I got the lower one.
We received word that Glover was able to get his H fixture removed from the plate. Hopkins still working to remove his.
All right, we see you there working, Hopper. We'll give it another minute or two. And it looks like you have one of them in at least, so if you want to give it a try with the combo wrench, that's fine with us.
I got it. I finally got it.
Yeah, that looks good. We see that.
Worked.
It's released.
And with that, Hopkins was able to remove his H fixture from the plate.
You got it without the combo wrench?
Yeah,
Very nice.
It's all the Wheaties, right?
It's just once you got it in the right spot. Sweet spot, where that was.
All right, so you can reinstall MLI if you removed it and grab some quick imagery of the GSE pad. No, we'll skip the imagery for now, so you can just reinstall MLI if you removed it and then stow the tools and the H fixture in your crew lock bags, and then we'll get heading back towards the airlock.
An H fixture in the bag.
Same for TV1. Gotta get some pictures.
Bag is on the BRT. Picking up my tethers. I'm going to head back.
Got your pictures?
I go back first anyway. He said skip pictures.
Oh, we skip pictures?
No need for pictures today. We're happy. We'll head back. Just before you head back, we'll take a glove inspection, a hab check, and a gauntlets check, please, from both of you.
Okay, crew lock bag is on my BRT.
EV2 half-inch drive. Got some on my palm of my right glove near the base of my pinky. Just some eraser kind of the RTV all intact and it's all still attached. No grease on my thumb. Other than that, they look new.
Copy. Then just check your gauntlets and you can head back.
Okay, EB1 is my hat, left glove, looks good. Right glove, there's little damage to the...
And with the successful removal of both H fixtures, a slot is opened up that will be used for future solar power array systems upgrades. The crew is now performing a glove and hap check and will then head back to the airlock to begin ingress procedures.
You put the MLI back in place if you removed it, right?
I didn't remove any.
Mine back.
Andy, I didn't remove any.
Copy.
I'm heading back. I'm leading back to the airlock, right?
You got it.
Okay.
Sir, just before you guys head back, I'm sorry, we're going to need a picture after all, just to but Ike,
Andy, my camera.
Ike, you can head back. Hopper will just take.
Not working.
Okay, I copy Ike. So just pictures from you, Hopper.
Yeah.
I do.
And Ike, you've picked up, or you're going to pick up a green hook from 5309, right?
5309, I'm on the way there.
All right, I got some pictures.
We copy, Hopper. Thank you.
Okay.
I got you loud and clear.
As the spacewalkers perform some closeout imagery, let's take a look back at all that has been accomplished in today's spacewalk, now nearing the 6.5-hour mark. Today's spacewalk is the 233rd in support of assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. To start the day off, NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins and Victor Glover worked together to remove the Kolka, or Columbus Ka band antenna, out of the airlock and brought it with them to the Columbus module. Once at the Columbus module, the duo worked together again to remove bolts on the Columbus panels and then installed the Kolka. Kolka was then secured to the Columbus module and cables were routed. We did receive word that Kolka is up and running and working as it should.
All the way back to the airlock.
Following this, the duo headed to the Bartolomeo Science platform and worked to route cables to Bartolomeo. 4 out of the 6 cables that have been connected to Bartolomeo appear to be providing good electrical continuity and power. However, the other 2 were not able to be connected and are currently secured via wire tie and temporarily capped off. Because of this, Bartolomeo is not yet functional. The current Bartolomeo configuration is in a safe configuration, and the teams will continue to troubleshoot after the EVA. The crew then worked together to remove a cover off of the Kolka, which was installed to protect the antenna during installation. Because the cover was no longer needed, it was jettisoned off the robotic arm. The final task of the day you just saw, in which the duo worked together to remove 2 H fixtures from the P6 truss of the station. The H fixtures are robotic interfaces that are no longer needed, and these removals open up 4 attach points that will be used for future solar array power system upgrades. The duo now heading back to the hatch to begin ingress and repressurization procedures.
Howdy. All right, Andy, my green hook is to my red reel. Green reel is unlocked. Heading back to the airlock.
Copy that. So once you're back at the airlock, you can open the hatch thermal cover, and then you can attach your waist tether to the airlock waist tether, and then close the hooks and lock them.
Me too. There.
When you get back there, right?
Say again?
Get the T warm for me.
I don't know if I told you earlier, Andy, my gauntlets are in place.
Copy, thank you.
And UV1 as well.
Copy, thank you.
Okay, green hook's on the red reel.
Copy.
AV2 is across the stars, heading inboard.
Yeah.
And Hopper, you can translate to handrail 3652 where your anchor hook is, and then hang out there until Ike has established himself at the airlock.
Right. And I gotta put my green hook back down. Camera got snagged. All right, I'm across the lab, Hopper. Roger.
Under the port seat of carts.
Roger. Getting my green hook for the second time.
Copy all.
Going down the seat of spur, Hopper. All right, I'm back at the hatch.
Roger.
Thermal cover is open.
Copy all. So you can attach your waist tether to the airlock waist tether.
North. What about the airlock D-ring extender?
Yep, that's perfectly fine.
I'm locked on the airlock D-ring extender. Get close, starter's lock. Black on black.
Roger.
That waist tether small hook is locked to my right D-ring extender. Black on black. Full test, and you have a go. Go for the slingshot.
Roger. I'll be there in 30 seconds.
Timer's running.
30 seconds to the slingshot. All right, I'm at the slingshot.
All right, so you can tether to Ike's safety tether cable, and then you can release his anchor hook and attach it to your red reel.
Go.
Hey, Andy, crew lock back 2, 3, on the UIA, U-ring.
Copy.
And I'm going out to get those 2 large small wrecks.
Copy.
Okay, V2 is anchor hook attached to my green or red reel. So close, auto lock, lock on black, good pull test.
Copy. So
Releasing my red.
and you can retrieve your own anchor hook and stow it on your mini workstation.
And work.
NASA astronaut Victor Glover has arrived back to the airlock. Mike Hopkins is continuing to make his way back there. Once they both arrive, they'll work on ingress procedures and will work to repressurize the airlock.
Coming your way.
Good job.
Copy you on your way back to the airlock, Hopper. When you pass the port CETA cart, please press the brake release 2 times.
Roger. See the cart. Copy. Yeah. See me? Little feet. All right. I see a brake.
And Andy, both of those large smalls are on the airlock D-ring extender and released from the circular handrail on the exterior.
Copy that, Ike.
And Andy, I have 2 switches on the left brake of the port CETA cart.
Yep, we saw that. Thank you.
You bet. You got a rep for my lock bag?
I will shortly.
Okay.
Station Houston, space to ground 3.
Yeah, 3.
Okay.
Hey, Kate, we know you're watching, but in case you're distracted, the crew's coming back into the airlock here shortly.
I am here.
Should see some hooks right there.
For the call, but we're definitely watching.
Or I can hook it for you if you...
Just let me get a dorsal down. Go.
You want to just take it off your VRT?
Yeah.
Now 6 hours and 43 minutes into today's spacewalk as NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins works to join fellow NASA astronaut Victor Glover in the airlock. Once in, they'll close the hatch and begin repressurization procedures.
What can I do for you?
I think Woodruff's going to come in. We're in a good config for coming in, right?
I like the sound of that. Yep, my safety tether seal is right in the opening, but yeah, other than that.
So it's in a good daisy chain. Is that what you show, Andy?
Yeah, from our point of view, everything's good. All the way back from the slingshot. So once Ike's in place, then you have a go to ingress.
After that.
Currently forward and port, but I'm happy to move.
Roger, coming in. And thermal cover.
And once the thermal cover is closed, you can attach the Velcro strap.
Velcro strap. Okay, copy.
Hopkins now working to attach the thermal hatch cover. And as the astronauts enter the crew lock portion of the Quest airlock, ingress begins the end of the spacewalk for the day. However, the spacewalk timer will continue to run until repressurization begins, at which point the clock will stop.
Velcro strap is attached.
All right, you can both.
Room being here now, Ike?
Oh, so roomy, palatial.
All right, then you can remove SCU from the pouch, remove the DCM cover, and Velcro to the DCM, and then connect the SCU to the DCM.
Roger, and work.
2.
Once the crew lock is completely repressurized, the astronauts on the other side of the Quest airlock will bring our spacewalkers in from the crew lock portion to the airlock into the equipment lock and will help them doff their suits and remove the safers.
and EV1, that's a use test.
2 in work.
Copy, and just double check that the SCU is locked in place.
Locked. EV1 locked.
V2 locked.
Copy. A note here, TCV setting of 8, which is max cold, will minimize the time for SCU cooling. All right, so now you can switch your water to off, OFF, and you can expect an H2O is off message.
EV1 off, OFF.
EV2 OFF water.
Okay, a caution, don't close the hatch until EMU water is off for 2 minutes.
Okay.
So you can verify the outer hatch is clear of hardware and verify the hatch handle position is per the hatch decal.
Hatch handle position per the hatch decal. It's in the unlatched position and unlocked. And there is no 5.
Copy, and we're just waiting for the water timer to expire.
Roger.
Okay, that's 2 minutes for the EMU water. You can close and lock the EV hatch hopper.
Roger, in work. I think I'm caught on something back here.
Say again? Oh, it's probably me. You want to be moved to the other side. If you can move aft. Maneuver forward. Ready, better?
Hopkins now working to close the hatch inside the airlock.
Is that you?
That's me.
Yeah, can you go to the other side?
Can you go to the other side?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Got a crew lock bag. Let's load it. All right, let's do this one more time.
Your safety tethers.
Look,
You got them on your low right side.
okay, can I help? I concur. You latch. I'm showing in the latch position, and I'm locked. Hatch is closed.
Copy. That's good.
Pad is closed.
That's good news. That takes us on to the depress repress cue card. And first thing is just to double check that your SCU is connected to your DCM.
And it is connected to the DCM. EV2.
And again, just double check your water is off, OFF.
EV1, OFF. EV2, OFF.
All right. Third step is to check that the hatch is closed and locked, which you just did. So next, Ike on the UIA, check that the oxygen EMU12 valve is open.
Oxygen EMU1 open, EMU2 open.
Next, you can switch power to EV1 and 2 to on, ON.
Power. EV1 on, good green LED. Power. EV2 on, green LED.
And check that the volt...
8.6 volts times 2.
Say again, how many volts?
On 8.6.
Copy. So on your DCM, you can switch power to SCU and expect a warning tone.
EV1. EV2.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you. At this point, I'll hand you over to Suichi, who's in the equipment lock, standing by, ready to help. Good job today.
Thank you so much, Andy. Your friendly Sudive is taking over from here. And EV1, EV2, this is IV. Action, O2 actuator to press.
O2 actuator to press. CV1.
Stand by. Press 2.
Copy EV2. And EV1, check. EV hatch MPEG closed.
EV hatch MPEG closed, EV1.
Copy. Okay, next time, okay, I will start repressing and the throttle off to no, but we will go very, very slow. So if you're ready, I'll start repressing.
Okay, cut that.
And you started repressing. Time is 0626. And EV1, EV2, how do you like the rate of the repress?
Feels good right now. EV1.
EV2 is good.
And EV2.
And we're still hot mic, correct? Richie?
This is still a little hot mic.
Okay.
And EV1, EV2, how's the rate of the repress?
Yeah, you could probably go a little faster. Are you okay with that, Ike?
EV2 is good.
Yeah, a little bit the bump up.
And with repressurization having begun, our spacewalk clock for the day has officially ended. The spacewalk today officially ended at 12:24 p.m. Central Time. The elapsed time for today's spacewalk was 6 hours and 56 minutes.
While we're finishing up this repress, just want to say congratulations to all the Colca team, the Bartolomeo team. In particular, I'd like to mention Dr. Ingo Ritat for all his work over the years. I understand he's retiring soon, but also as the chief engineer of Bartolomeo. I know we didn't get it completely done, but hats off to him and the entire team for what we accomplished today. So thank you very much for a great day.
Hey, we appreciate those words, and the whole team down here appreciates working with you, and both you and I put in a lot of hard work to get all the tasks done. Colca is working, and as you said, we got most of Bartolomeo as well, so good job to both of you.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Andy. Good work with you guys.
Some thoughtful words from astronaut Mike Hopkins and ground IV Andy Mogensen, reflecting on the hard work of those on the ground who support and help made this spacewalk possible.
If you increase the rate, let me know if you guys hear Hopkins.
One's still good.
You too good.
After a 6 hour and 56 minute spacewalk, repressurization is continuing nominally. Just like during depressurization earlier this morning, there is a pause at 5 pounds per square inch of pressure as the astronauts conduct leak checks on their suits. We're currently approaching 2 pounds per square inch of pressure inside the airlock. Again, today's spacewalk officially ended at 12:24 p.m. Central Time and lasted a total of 6 hours and 56 minutes. During that time, today's spacewalkers of NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins and Victor Glover removed the Colca or Columbus Ka band antenna out of the airlock and brought it with them to the Columbus module. Following this, they removed bolts on Columbus panels in order to install Colca. They then installed Colca and then secured it to the Columbus module. Following this, Glover routed Colca cables, and we have received word that Colca is up and running. The duo then headed to the Bartolomeo science platform and worked to route cables to Bartolomeo. 4 out of the 6 cables that have been connected to Bartolomeo appear to be providing good electrical continuity and power. However, the other 2 cables were not able to be connected, but are secured via wire ties and temporarily capped off. The current Bartolomeo configuration is in a safe config, and the teams will continue to troubleshoot after today's spacewalk. The crew then headed back to Columbus and removed a cover off of the Colca, which was installed to protect the antenna during installation. Because the cover was no longer needed, it was jettisoned. The final task of the day was to remove 2 H fixtures from the P6 truss. H fixtures are robotic interfaces that were no longer needed. Before heading out to the P6, Glover worked on a pit pin replacement in the airlock as a get-ahead task. However, after the teams evaluated the existing pit pin was working, they determined that they did not need to replace it. Following this, the duo headed out to the P6 truss where they removed 4 bolts and worked to remove the H fixture from the plate on the truss. This now opens up attach points that will be used for future power system upgrades.
Now wait for 2 minutes for the pressure to stabilize.
Roger.
And station T1 is 302.42.
Copy all station, that's good config.
Houston station P2 is 301.78.
Station Houston copies the pressures. That's a good leak check. We are going to continue.
Continue. Okay, EB1, EB2, check switch glove heaters OFF.
EB1, OFF.
EB2, OFF.
Check gloves for contamination. Report to Houston if there's contamination.
EB1, no contamination.
EB2, done.
Copy. And there's a warning, any cost check applies, and I believe today's none. So next action, EB1, EB2, O2 actuator to IV.
And work. EB1, IV.
EB2, IV.
Copy. All right, EB1, EB2, we're going to restart repressing. So IV hatch equalization coming to norm. So you guys expect alert tone.
EB1,
2.
Repress started.
Good leak checks at 5 pounds per square inch of pressure as repress continues. Repressurization will continue all the way up to about 14.6 pounds per square inch, which is the nominal pressure at which the station is pressurized. At this point, the hatch will be opened and crew members will be brought in to the equipment lock where they'll doff their suits.
Okay, DB2, LFT is now 13.1, according to ISS DCM. I can read it. Stand by for the ID calculation. Station, now the DPDP is almost zero. We see ourselves out of the reverse Q car, moving on to the post EVA.
Houston copies and concurs. We see you in 1.240.
1.240. EB2, now we are in the 1.240 post EVA. We're going to open the ID hatch per decal, so stand by.
EB2.
Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency Soichi Noguchi in the red is now opening the hatch. Standing by to assist is NASA astronaut Kate Rubins. Once the hatch is opened, Victor Glover and Mike Hopkins will be brought through the hatch. They'll have their safers removed and then they'll doff their suits.
Hey, it's open.
All right, they're taking me out, Hopper.
We are EB2. We're starting the safer doffing and starting EB2. So Hopper, stand by.
EB1.
Coming through the hatch first today, NASA astronaut Victor Glover. Mike Hopkins will soon follow behind him.
You guys take care of step 4 of the call, right?
Station Houston, step 4 is in work. Stand by.
Okay, we'll be standing by.
Sorry, you can continue, but we're working step 4.
Okay, we'll continue.
With the completion of today's spacewalk, we have some updated statistics. This was the 233rd spacewalk in support of ISS assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. This is the first spacewalk of 2021 and the second spacewalk of Expedition 64. This was the third spacewalk of Hopkins' career, his total spacewalking time now 19 hours and 54 minutes. This was the first spacewalk of Victor Glover's career, his total spacewalking time now 6 hours and 56 minutes. Today's spacewalk lasted a total of 6 hours and 56 minutes, and it brings the total spacewalking time on the International Space Station to 61 days, 1 hour, and 47 minutes of total spacewalking time.
Space to Ground 1, Station Houston, Space to Ground 1, Step 4 complete, crew is no longer hot mic.
Glover's SAFER has now been removed. As a reminder, SAFER stands for Simplified Aid for EVA Rescue. This is essentially a space jetpack that the crew member would use in an emergency situation if they were to become detached from the space station.
The last is that the crew is no longer hot mic.
All right, copy, thank you.
Mike Hopkins' SAFER jetpack has now been removed. The 233rd spacewalk in support of station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades is now complete. The spacewalk lasted a total of 6 hours and 56 minutes. During today's spacewalk, NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins and Victor Glover took the Kolka, or Columbus Ka band antenna, out of the airlock and brought it with them to the Columbus module. Following this, bolts on the Columbus module panels were removed in order to install the Kolka. Kolka was then installed and secured to the Columbus module. Following this, Glover worked to route Kolka cables, and we did receive word that Kolka is up and running. The duo then headed to the Bartolomeo Science platform and worked to route cables to Bartolomeo. 4 out of the 6 cables have been connected to Bartolomeo and appear to be working in good electrical order. However, the other 2 cables were not able to be connected, but are secured via wire ties and are temporarily capped off. The current Bartolomeo configuration is in a safe configuration, and the teams will continue to troubleshoot after today's spacewalk. Following this, the crew headed back to Columbus and removed a cover off of the Kolka, which was installed to protect the antenna during installation. Because the cover was no longer needed, it was then jettisoned. The final task of the day was to remove 2 H fixtures from the P6 truss. H fixtures are robotic interfaces that are no longer needed. Before heading out to P6, Glover worked on a pip pin replacement in the airlock as a get-ahead task. However, after the team evaluated the existing pin and determined it was in working condition, they decided that the get-ahead task was no longer needed and the pin did not need to be replaced. Following this, the duo headed out to the P6 truss, where they each removed 4 bolts and worked to remove the H fixtures from their plates on the truss. This now opens up 4 attach points that will be used for future solar array power system upgrades. NASA astronaut Kate Rubins on the right working to help Mike Hopkins remove his spacesuit, while Suichi Noguchi on the left in the red works to remove Victor Glover's. Kate Rubins and Suichi Noguchi now working to remove the spacewalker's gloves.
Station Houston, Space to Ground 1 for the desuiting ops.
Both spacewalkers now have their gloves removed. Next up, we'll look to have their helmets removed.
Just request that when you get down to step 36, in particular for Hopper or Ike's ComCap, if you guys could please inspect the embeds and also potentially take pictures of the embeds, just because he had started having that loss of hearing in the one of the sides of the ComCap. So if you could check that out for us, do an inspection, maybe take a photo, that'd be appreciated.
Step 36, we take a close-up photo, especially for EV1, EV2. Guys want to do the disconnect the helmet one by one, so starting from you.
Today's 6-hour and 56-minute spacewalk is now complete. This was the first spacewalk of 2021 and the second of Expedition 64. This was again the first spacewalk for Victor Glover and the third for Mike Hopkins. The duo will head back outside the station's hatch on Monday to complete additional upgrades to the space station. You can tune in live. Coverage begins at 4:30 a.m. Central Time.
Station on 2.
With both astronauts now back inside the equipment portion of the Quest airlock, that wraps up our 6-hour and 56-minute long spacewalk for today. That will conclude our coverage. Thanks for watching. Signing off for now, this is Mission Control Houston.